What's going on, guys and gals? This is Gaming for Hope coming at you with another YouTube video. This video is kind of the start to something new for me. As many of you may know, consistency is something that I have struggled with hardcore, especially since becoming a full-time content creator. Mostly that has stayed within the realms of my schedule, what games I stream, and even whether or not I go competitive in those games. Recently, however, I took it one step further than even I thought was possible and changed platforms of streaming on impulse. A little word of advice: impulsive decisions are rarely a good idea. If you are new here on my YouTube channel, do me a favor real quick, click that subscribe button, ring the bell, it's right next to it so you can get notified for when I upload my next videos. If by the end of this video you have any unanswered questions whatsoever, feel free to stop by my Twitch page. I am live every Thursday through Monday from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'd love to answer any questions you still have. What I want to do is talk you through all the cliff notes along a timeline of all the decisions I made and kind of give you a clue as to what things made me make those decisions. The first thing that happened in this whole timeline was the whole Alinity drama on Twitch. Quite frankly, as I mentioned in a previous video I just uploaded last week, I let those kinds of drama things go to my head a little bit more than I probably should have, and with that, and as a consequence of that, it started to make me think about moving from Twitch to a different platform, and that was in mid-July, I want to say, if I'm remembering right. I would like to state for the record that I have no bitterness whatsoever towards Alinity as an individual or as a person. I didn't then, I don't now. There was some confusion on that. Fast forwarding to the next thing that happened was Ninja's move to Mixer on August the 1st, so just a couple of weeks roughly later, and that, again, coupled with the fact that I was already thinking about a different platform, made me start thinking more specifically about Mixer, which, by the way, I didn't even know existed prior to Ninja moving there. Contrary to popular opinion, I did not follow Ninja over to Mixer when I switched. The reason that I switched was because I became aware of Mixer because of Ninja, which is exactly what Mixer and Microsoft wanted, was to bring exposure by having Ninja, the face of a very large streaming platform, come to their platform and bring some exposure to it. So a little over a week later, on August the 9th, I decided that I was going to try out Mixer for a week. For the entirety of that week, my growth was explosive. I actually made a whole video that I posted here to YouTube about that week, as well as some other things, and if you'd like to check out a little bit more detail into that, you can just click that card right there. It'll take you right to the video and you can check that out. Make sure you come back to this one when you're done so you can keep caught up with everything else going on. I got distracted heavily by my explosive growth on Mixer for that week, and I decided to full send into something that I had only given a week to really get a feel for. I really want to take a moment and just stress how ridiculously stupid that was. I really should have known better. The reason that I think I should have known better is because during the time that I was deciding what video game I wanted to stream in general while I was on Twitch, I found that you really had to give things about 3 to 4 weeks of consistent trying before you really decide to send it one way or the other. Whether you want to go competitive in a game, whether you want to do a new schedule, whatever it may be, you need to give it 3 to 4 weeks before you absolutely full send and go for it. But regardless of my own mistake, I want to make sure that I clarify I learned a ton about streaming while I was on Mixer. After about a month and a half of streaming on Mixer consistently full time, I noticed that the momentum had slowed down almost to a dead stop, especially regarding the follower count, but also the cash flow. To be clear, I am not a money-hungry content creator. I'm not greedy. I don't want all of the messed equipment. I don't want all of the money. I don't want all the cars. I don't want all that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. Being in full-time content creation, especially at the level of a community that I have, when you have financial stability somewhere, you need to hang on to it, because that is, in my case, for sure, the thing that was paying my bills. So it wasn't that I needed lots of money to go buy new stuff or buy new equipment or do this, that, and the other thing. It was 100% because, well, I needed to pay the bills. What I want to take a moment to talk about are the things that I learned primarily about Mixer while I was on the platform. I had two relatively large issues with the platform as a whole. The two big issues that I had with Mixer were, number one, that the connection was absolutely awful. I was uploading at 3,000 kilobits per second. I have a 10 megabit per second connection to the internet that has never given me problems anywhere else, and I've never had internet issues outside of this, so I know it's not my internet provider. 3,000 kilobits per second was only because I could not stream at 6,000 kilobits per second. When I did that, I noticed that I was dropping thousands, not an exaggeration, thousands of frames. But when I moved down to half of that at 3,000 kilobits per second, I discovered that I was only dropping a couple of hundred frames every half an hour, which is still ridiculous. The reason I was so frustrated with that, we'll get to the second reason in just a moment. The reason I was so frustrated with that in particular is because it was causing the viewer experience to be awful for my channel, and it was slowing my growth. I am confident in that, because I know as a viewer, if I'm watching a streamer and their stream freezes or skips around a lot, it just doesn't look smooth and buttery, I don't want to watch it. There's too many other good content creators out there that are investing and trying to make good content that is good quality. The other big issue that I had with Mixer in general is that it is very, 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 very focused on Xbox gamers and streamers. And before all of you run to the comments and go, well, don't you understand Mixer is owned by Microsoft? Yes, I understand that Mixer is owned by Microsoft. I am very aware of that. And I respect the fact that they should give a little bit of a preference and a little bit more optimization to those that are on Xbox as a general concept. The problem became that as a brand new content creator on their platform who streams from a PC and plays PC games, I don't play Fortnite, and I don't do the cross-platform games outside of that, so in order for me to get my community involved in the games, they had to be on PC, which is pretty much next to no one on Mixer, at least as of recording this video. And of course, Mixer could realize that this is a big oversight on their part and go, wow, shoot, we need to work on that. For all I know, they will, and after this, it may not be because of my video necessarily, I'm not trying to say I have that much pull, but having that brought to their attention may actually cause them to make a change in that regard, but I don't know. So just a little piece of advice: if you've been thinking about moving to Mixer as a PC gamer and streamer, and you are pretty new to the content creation world as a whole, you don't already have a community that will back you 100% by moving platforms, I highly encourage you to at least consider the fact that it is focused on Xbox streamers and gamers primarily before you make that change. Obviously, whether or not you make it is up to you. Lots of you, understandably, have had many questions regarding my lack of consistency over the last couple of months, and I totally understand where you're coming from. Particularly with me being a full-time content creator, I felt like I should explain myself, because you are absolutely justified in being a little bit confused and maybe even a little bit frustrated because I can't choose a game or a schedule or a platform. But I am hoping that this video has answered any of the questions you may have had specifically regarding the platform. I feel like the schedule and game changes and fluctuations and that kind of stuff have already been handled, and they're kind of in the past already. Again, if there's any questions you have, including about the schedule changes and game changes and all that kind of thing, feel free to stop by my Twitch channel. I am live Thursday through Monday. Again, I'm remembering my own schedule now. From 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Ask away. I'm always willing to answer those kinds of questions. Thank you very much for watching this video. Leave it a like if you enjoyed it. And until next time, this is Gaming for Hope, and I'm signing off.